Hello, this is Kevin from SwordNArmory, and today I'm going to show you how to properly tie your traditional Japanese sword bag. I have it already tied here on display for two reasons. One, I wanted to show you the orientation of the sword. We have the Ska on the left-hand side, edge up, showing that it is non-threatening, and edge up, helping to preserve the saya and the edge of the blade. Something to pay attention to down on this end by the bottom seam of the bag. We have a gap of almost an inch down here. Reason for this is we don't want the end of the saya always pressing against that seam. That's going to, over time, deteriorate the seam itself. You could end up popping the seam, blade slides out, big trouble. Also, the side seam of the bag here is towards the mune of the sword, again taking less pressure as the curve does bow the sword away from that seam. With the orientation of the blade with the handle on the left-hand side, we have the knot facing outwards, so that the pre-display knot can be viewed at all times when the sword is on display. Now that I've shown you that, I'm going to go ahead and take the sword out of the bag and show you how to properly tie it. Alright, so now we have the sword out of the bag and the bag untied. What I've done here is I've lined the sword up, mune facing away from me, as well as the main seam of the bag facing away from me. Like I said before, we do not want pressure going on the seams of the bag, as it will be in storage. You don't want it to pop open on you. Slide your sword carefully into the bag, again being mindful of which way the sword is curving and the seams of the bag. When you get to the point where the sword's going to be getting down towards this bottom seam here, go ahead and place a finger covering the edge of the bag. The sword will come to rest on the finger. You'll have a nice gap down there on the end, just how you want it. Now, imagining that this blade is on display, edge up, handle to the left. We're going to fold it over so that the overlapping piece of material is on the display side. Pinch it back and bring it around like this, and then grab your cord with the tassels. Pull it underneath and put it over. Do that a few times until you have a good little section bound up here. When you get down towards the end of your usable section here, place your finger over the top of these strands here, which will give you that nice little gap to work with. Go around one more time. Now loop this around your finger so that you can pull it through underneath that last little cord loop there. Now we have the two little bunny ears. Go ahead and pull those aside like that so you have a gap going down the middle, and take your tassels, drape them right down in between those two bunny ears. Now this bunny goes over the straps. The second bunny passes over the first bunny and through the hole created by the tassel pieces here. Very simple knot, but when it's done properly, it has an impressive look to it. Pull everything tight. Make sure we're all aligned properly here. And there you have it, a successful display knot. Put it on display, of course, edge up, handle to the left, and you're finished.